Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Hunger Games, and this movie is directed by Gary Ross and stars Jennifer Lawrence, and I saw this movie once when it came out in theaters, and I haven't seen it since, and I was like, you know what, enough time has passed, I should probably revisit it at some point, and I decided now is the time, and I did not like it very much, unfortunately, and I do remember this movie kind of standing out as like better than some of the other YA novel adaptations that were coming out at the time, like Maze Runner or Divergent. Like, there were a lot of these types of movies coming out during that time, and this was one of the most popular ones. And the reason why it kind of stood out to me was it having like a story that I kind of liked and some elements that were a bit memorable, and I liked Woody Harrelson. I remember liking him, and even now rewatching the film, I thought he was the best part of the movie. And I wouldn't say this is one of his best performances or anything, but it's nice to see him, and he does make the movie more enjoyable to watch while he's on screen. And Jennifer Lawrence, I thought she was fine in it. She didn't really have a whole lot to work with, and she didn't stand out to be particularly annoying, but there wasn't anything about the character that like was particularly interesting to me. And really, a lot of the characters are just not interesting to me. That really drags the movie down, and since all of the characters are really boring and not all that likable or sympathetic or anything like that, it does make the movie suffer because of it. And the film overall was just really boring to me, and I didn't connect to anything that was going on, and it was over 2 hours long, and it did not need to be that long. I feel as though it could have easily been a half an hour shorter, and it takes literally an hour to get into the actual Hunger Games, and the build up to getting to that point is just like, come on, let's just get to it already. And even when we get to the Hunger Games stuff, we see some action, but outside of those little bits of action that you get, it does get boring after a while because nothing is happening. Barely anything happens throughout the entire film, and it's just building to this big tournament where they're all gonna die except for one. And I was just patiently waiting for something interesting to happen. And I kind of want to talk about the directing of the movie and the cinematography. Lots of close-ups, lots of cutting, and I never got a sense of the environment of the movie, except for maybe like 5 shots that lasted for 3 seconds. But most of the movie was not that, and it was just a lot of close-ups and quick cutting, and it just felt like an action scene and or a trailer throughout most of it. And it really damages the first half of the movie because it's not really supposed to make you feel like claustrophobic or like any types of emotions that would fit a Safdie Brothers film. And because of that, it just gets really annoying. And in the action scenes, it's a bit more forgivable because you're trying to make it feel like fast paced. And in the action scenes, it's okay, I guess. It fits it better, but most of the movie it just doesn't need it, and there's just too many cuts, and there's a lot of stupid things that happen in the movie that just don't make any sense, and the movie just dragged out everything it possibly could for as long as it could. I didn't like the music in the movie, and most of the movie was dialogue, and most of it was just purposeless and boring. And the characters in the movie, I feel, are just completely underdeveloped, and I didn't really know that much about any of them. The most I knew about Peeta was that he has a crush on Katniss Everdeen, and that's really all you know about the guy. He has a crush on her, and he can paint his body like really convincingly, like for camouflage. That's about it. He really just doesn't do anything in the movie. And that's how I feel about a lot of characters in the movie, except for Woody Harrelson. He was entertaining, and whenever he was on screen, that's when I started to like the movie, but he's not in the movie a whole lot, which kind of makes the film feel hollow and boring. And that's about all I have to say about The Hunger Games. It was painful, it was a chore, it was boring, and it had basically no hook for me, and I was just checked out 5 minutes in emotionally. And with all that being said, I'm going to give The Hunger Games a 3 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you love The Hunger Games, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for The Little Mermaid. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.